Welcome. In just a moment, our commencement ceremony will begin. We are happy that you can be with us on this joyous occasion. To ensure that this afternoon's program maintains its tradition of dignity, the administration and faculty of Kellam High School would like to respectfully request your assistance by silencing your electronic devices and remaining seated throughout the ceremony unless directed by stage personnel to stand. Also, while we encourage polite applause, loud celebrations are more appropriate outside once the graduates have exited the convention hall. We ask that you respect each guest's right to hear their loved one's name clearly by limiting your applause and by refraining from excessive celebrations when names are called. As a safety precaution, we ask that any photography and videography take place from your seats, as the aisles should remain clear at all times. We thank you for helping us to create a dignified and respectful atmosphere during the ceremony. Each graduate has earned this achievement, and we hope to make this a memorable occasion, not only for the graduates, but for the friends, family, and loved ones who are here to support them. At this time, please rise and remain standing for the procession led by the school system administrators, school board members, and the faculty of Floyd E. Kellam High School. It is my pleasure to present to you the Kellam High School class of 2026.
afternoon and welcome. As principal of Floyd E. Kellum High School, it is my honor to officiate this commencement ceremony for the class of 2026. Leading today's procession is the Kellum High School SEA President Liam Schaefer, who carries the senior class banner. Special thanks to Ms. Amy Leo and Ms. Laura Howell for helping our students create the class of 2026 banner. This banner will be proudly displayed in our commons area alongside those of previous graduating classes, serving as a lasting reminder of the legacy of the class of 2026. Please continue standing as I present to you Floyd E. Kellum High School's 62nd graduating class, the class of 2026.
Good afternoon and welcome. Please remain standing for the national anthem, which will be sung by Kellam High School's Nightingales and conducted by Mr. Carl Capone.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. You may be seated. Good afternoon. I am Liam Schaefer, Kellam High School's SCA president, and I would like to proudly welcome Dr. Robertson, senior leadership, school board members, faculty and staff, candidates for graduation, and all of our honored guests to the audience of Floyd E. Kellam's 60-second commencement exercise. Joining us on stage here today to help honor our graduates are Dr. Robertson Jr., Superintendent of School, Ms. Cheryl Woodhouse, Chief of Staff, Mr. Matt Delaney, Chief of Schools and Interim Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Walter Brower, Senior Executive Director of High Schools, Mr. Melin, Senior Executive Director of Elementary Schools, and Terry Burrell, Director of Elementary Schools. Also with us here today are several school board members, Chairwoman Mrs. Kathleen Brown, Mr. Michael Callan, Mrs. Sharon Felton, Dr. Alvita Green, Mrs. Melinda Rogers, and Mr. David Culpepper. Thank you for joining us on this special occasion. Your dedication to the education across the division is apparent through your participation in our ceremony. It is now my pleasure to invite Derek Stevens, Senior Class President, up to the podium.
Thank you, Liam, for the introduction. And hello, class of 2026. We finally made it through the easy part. But now, this is the only time in our lives where moving on is both the goal and the hardest part. Whether that hard part is moving away from home to go to a faraway college, starting up a new job, and working immediately after school, or even not being sure what you want to do after today. Although each of these paths look different for everyone, one thing is the same. It will not be an easy task for any of us. Real quick, I want everyone to raise your hand. Now raise it a little higher. Ask yourself, why didn't you raise it this high the first time? Hold on to that thought as I continue throughout my speech. I learned this lesson sophomore year during a wrestling practice. It was near the end of our practice after doing however many sprints Coach Ross wanted us to do, and then just doing 10 push-ups, but it was with Coach Aaron. Just when we thought we were finished, Coach Aaron started to hand everyone a piece of tape and said, I want everyone to put this piece of tape as high as they can on the wall. Now me, expecting another workout, didn't put it as high as I could initially. After placing the tape, the coaches made us do some more jogging so we'd forget about it. Then a while later, after doing even more sprints, Coach Aaron gave us another piece of tape. This time he asked us to put it higher than our first piece. Next, he asked us the exact same question I just asked you all a few moments ago. Why didn't you put it this high the first time? Sometimes we all fail to realize the limitations we put on ourselves, how we can be afraid of doing more, of giving more, or of reaching higher. But in reality, it is all mental. So no matter what the next hard part of your life will be, going to a faraway school, joining the workforce, or trying to find something to do after today, remember this. No matter what you think you can do, you can always give more, you can always reach the tape higher up the wall, and you can always raise your hand a little higher. I know you can do it, and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. In addition to serving as senior class president, Derek is ranked 5th in the graduating class with a GPA of 4.6253. Throughout his time at Kellum, he has been an active member of both the wrestling and water polo communities, demonstrating leadership, dedication, and school pride. This fall, Derek will continue his journey at the United States Naval Academy. I would like to extend a special welcome to our extended family members and to the servicemen and women who are watching from around the world through our live webcast. We are grateful for your support, your sacrifices, and your dedicated service to our country, and we are honored that you are able to join us in celebrating the class of 2026. Many of our students have faced challenges on their journey to this day, some as significant as the loss of a parent or loved one in service to our nation. Among our graduates are members of Gold Star families whose parent made the ultimate sacrifice while serving our country. Please join me in a moment of silence as we remember and honor those who are no longer with us, but whose love, support, and lasting impact helped make this day possible. Thank you. The 474 graduates before us have distinguished themselves through academics, the arts, athletics, student activities, leadership, and service to others. Their dedication and hard work have been recognized through more than $8.8 million in scholarship offers to the class of 2026, with students accepting over $7.6 million. Woo, yes. We also celebrate a remarkable academic milestone achieved by one member of the class of 2026. Through dedication and perseverance, one of our graduates has already earned an associate's degree while completing high school requirements. At this time, I would like to ask Benjamin Krug to please stand and be recognized. This year, 379 graduates, more than 3/4 of the class of 2026, have earned the distinction of honor graduate by maintaining a GPA of 3.0 or higher. These students are wearing gold stoles, and their specific honors are listed in your program. At this time, I would like to recognize each level of academic distinction. Graduates who have earned honor graduate status with a GPA between 3.0 and 3.49, please stand and be recognized now. Thank you. You may be seated. Graduates who have earned the distinction of cum laude with a GPA between 3.5 and 3.75, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Graduates who have earned the distinction of magna cum laude with a GPA between 3.76 and 3.99, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. Finally, 147 graduates have earned the distinction of summa cum laude with a GPA of 4.0 or higher. These students are also wearing gold cords to signify this achievement. Summa cum laude graduates, please stand and be recognized now. Thank you. Each year, the honor of addressing those gathered at graduation is reserved for the members of the class who have achieved the highest grade point averages. Our salutatorian with an outstanding GPA of 4.7648 has demonstrated excellence both in and out of the classroom. Throughout her time at Kellam, she has been a member of all 5 National Honor Societies. She has also served as the co-leader of the Filipino American Culture Society and has been a dedicated 4-year member of both the field hockey and gymnastics teams. During her athletic career, she helped lead Kellam gymnastics to a state championship and 2 state runner-up finishes. This fall, she will attend the University of Virginia, where she plans to major in biochemistry on the pre-med track with a minor in politics, with aspirations of becoming a plastic surgeon. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the salutatorian of the class of 2026, Arden Mariano.
Good afternoon. It is an absolute honor to welcome our families, esteemed faculty, and fellow graduates to this momentous celebration. I want to say thank you to Jesus Christ, my family, friends, and teachers for getting me to this moment. You know, when we first walked into high school 4 years ago, it felt a bit like opening a Wonka bar, you know, the ones from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. We had no idea what we were in for, but we were all desperately hoping to find something incredible inside. And now, as we close this chapter of our life, it's important to recognize that our journey started way back with the absolute peak of adrenaline, the elementary school book fair. Nothing will ever match the pure high of buying scented pencils, food-shaped erasers, and I Spy books. But we had to grow up a little bit, and we hit high school, where our challenges became more difficult. We read about pigs becoming dictators, and we thoroughly enjoyed reading The Great Gatsby. We accumulated way too many tardies. We spent way too much money at the coffee shop. We took countless AP exams, finals, and SOLs. We double clapped with Miss Honecker. And we completely lost our minds in calculus, trying to figure out improper integrals. I still don't know if the area under that curve is infinite, but I sure know my confusion certainly was. But we didn't just study. We joined clubs and societies, we performed in plays and concerts, and we volunteered hours to serve our community. We even won 4 state championships, hopefully some more, dozens of regional championships, and the VHSL National Guard Cup. But most importantly, we beat Ocean Lakes several times. As we look toward the future, I'm reminded of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Standing here today, we aren't just holding a piece of paper that proves we survived high school. To quote Mr. Zanetti, we have a golden ticket. We've been incredibly fortunate to graduate from a phenomenal school, receiving an education that people around the world dream of. This ticket is our pass to walk through doors that used to be locked. But a golden ticket is completely worthless if you just let it sit on the shelf and gather dust. It doesn't do anything if you're too afraid to walk through the gates. Charlie Bucket didn't just stare at his ticket, he stepped inside and changed his world. We've been given the ultimate head start. Now it is up for us to decide how far we are going to run with it. Of course, we didn't buy this ticket alone. We owe a massive gratitude to our teachers, who somehow kept their patience while we asked, is this going to be on the test for the 10th time in a row? And most importantly, thank you to our parents and families. To my parents, you both believed in me when I doubted myself, supported me, provided me with everything and more, and raised me to be the person I am today. You both are my biggest blessings in life, and I would not be here without you. Mahal Kita. To the Virginia Tech fans, wahoo wah. And to the class of 2026, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Arden. Our valedictorian with an impressive GPA of 4.7845 has distinguished herself through academic excellence, leadership, and service. Throughout her time at Kellam, she served as Vice President of the National English Honor Society, Treasurer of the National Honor Society, and a member of the Executive Councils for Science National Honor Society and Mu Alpha Theta. She was also an active member in Rho Kappa, Surfrider, and Amnesty International, and was recognized as a Brickell Scholar nominee. This fall, she will attend the University of Virginia as an Eccles Scholar, where she plans to major in behavioral neuroscience on the pre-med track as she pursues a future career in neurology. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the valedictorian of the class of 2026, Samantha Huffman. Good afternoon, graduates, faculty, family, and friends. My first memory at Kellum comes a little bit later than the first day of freshman year. It was on a warm spring evening on the Kellum soccer field, sitting in the stands watching the varsity boys soccer team play. I can't remember what the score was or who they were playing, but I do remember laughing with my best friend about the slogan I saw on some of the signs around us, which read, "Protect the castle." And at that moment, I just remember thinking about how it was kind of ridiculous. Of course, I knew that the Kellum's mascot was the Knights, and so the school could, I guess, be referred to as the castle, but honestly, it all just felt a little silly to 15-year-old me. It wasn't until a year later that I actually joined the castle and became a student here at Kellum. On my first day of sophomore year, I was absolutely terrified. And not just because of the fact that I was a new student, but because I was scared that I wouldn't be able to find my people. But looking into the crowd now, I never realized how wrong I could be. At Kellum, I've had the fortunate opportunity of meeting my best friends, who have stood by me, laughed with me, and continued to push me to be the best version of myself every single day. I'm forever grateful that I was able to experience high school with them, and I'm not sure that I'd be standing up here today without them. And I know I'm not the only one who can say that. In one way or another, Kellum has served as home for each and every one of us. Whether you found community on your sports team or your best friends through theater, Kellum High School has helped unite us and provide us with some of the most unforgettable memories. Over the past 4 years, this place has become so much more than classrooms, hallways, and sports games. It's laughing during the pep rallies organized by SCA. It's growing bonds and having inside jokes with our favorite teachers. It's the countless moments that seemed ordinary at the time, but have somehow become the memories we'll carry with us forever. I know I won't forget that fractions are our friends, or the feeling of walking down the hallway to get breakfast just for the chicken biscuits. And our time here at Kellum has proved to us that it was more than just a school, it's a community. When we say protect the castle, the opposing team or random visitors will probably shrug it off as school spirit, but it means more than that. Because by protecting the castle, we're protecting more than our school pride. We're protecting all the memories with our best friends, our teachers, our coaches, and our classmates. Protecting the castle means standing for something greater than ourselves. As we sit here today, it's impossible not to feel a little nostalgic because for the last time, we're all together in the same place, sharing the same moment. The routines that once felt endless are now coming to an end. There will be no more cheerleaders in the cafeteria on game days, no more walking through the halls with our friends, and no more counting down the minutes until the end of third block. And while it can be exciting to think about where we're headed next, it's also bittersweet to leave behind a place that has shaped us so deeply. But talking about it now, I think that maybe that's the whole point. The future asks us to move forward, not by forgetting where we've been, but by carrying it with us. Every lesson, every friendship, every success and setback has helped make us who we are. We are physically stepping away from Kellum, but Kellum will always remain a part of us. Today, we graduate not just as individuals, but as a community. We are connected by experiences that no one else will fully understand, and by a shared chapter of life that we'll always have to look back on together. These moments that we've shared at Kellum, the good and the bad, have shaped who we are today, and will continue to act as a foundation for who we will become in the future. I implore each and every one of you to always remember who you are, where you come from, and the people who helped you get there. Even though you won't be protecting the castle anymore, you will always be a knight and always have a community here. So as we leave Kellum behind, I hope that we remember that we are always part of something bigger than ourselves. And wherever life takes us next, may we continue building communities, supporting one another, and creating places that feel like home. Congratulations, class of 2026, and thank you for helping create something worth protecting. Thank you, Samantha, for your inspiring words. The accomplishments of the class of 2026 extend far beyond academics. You have demonstrated leadership, integrity, and unity in countless ways. And in doing so, have helped shape one of the most successful and memorable chapters in Kellum history. Together, this class has contributed to 35 regional championships and 4 state championships, including the state titles in boys soccer, girls soccer, boys volleyball, and gymnastics, and they've also earned numerous individual state championships. Beyond athletics, this class has earned sportsmanship awards, achieved distinction in fine and performing arts, enriched our community through student activities and leadership, and dedicated thousands of hours to serving others. This past year, they helped bring home the VHSL National Guard Class Cup for the first time in school history. And with several spring teams still competing, the story of the class of 2026 is still being written. While we celebrate the accomplishments of our graduates, we also recognize that none of these achievements happened alone. At this time, I would like to ask all members of the Kellum faculty and staff to please stand. As teachers, coaches, sponsors, mentors, counselors, and role models, you have guided, encouraged, and supported our graduates every step of the way. Please join me in thanking our incredible faculty and staff for their dedication to our students. Thank you. I would also like to recognize our feeder school principals from Princess Anne and Lansdowne Middles, along with Creeds, Christopher Farms, North Landing, Princess Anne, Red Mill, Strawbridge, and Three Oaks Elementary Schools. Please stand. Your partnership reminds us that educating our students is truly a kindergarten through grade 12 effort. Thank you. And finally, would the parents, grandparents, and family members of our graduates please stand? Your love, encouragement, and support have made this day possible. Faculty, staff, guests, and graduates, please join me in thanking the families of the class of 2026. You may be seated. Each year, we continue the tradition of recognizing a select group of seniors with the Kellum Medallions. Chosen by our faculty, these students represent the very best of Kellum High School and were presented their medallions by a faculty member during our senior awards ceremony. The Kellum Medallion is awarded to graduating seniors who have distinguished themselves through leadership in academics, activities, and/or athletics. These students have brought honor to our school and have consistently demonstrated outstanding character, citizenship, and service to the Kellum community. When I call your name, please stand and remain standing until all recipients have been recognized. We ask that you hold your applause until all names have been read. This year's Kellum Medallion recipients are Carly Boone, Avonlea Flanagan, Arden Mariano, Madison Nadahorsky, and Derek Stevens. Congratulations. Thank you for the example you have set for your classmates and for the legacy you leave behind at Kellum. Graduates, as you prepare to begin your next chapter, I'd like to share a few thoughts with you. 30 years ago, I sat where you're sitting today as a member of the Kellum graduating class of 1996. Like many of you, I couldn't wait to see what was next. I thought graduation was the moment I would leave Kellum behind and begin the next chapter of my life. If you had asked me then where life would take me, I never would have imagined that one day I would return to Kellum as your principal. Life has a way of surprising us. We make plans and chart our course, but sometimes the most meaningful opportunities are the ones we never see coming. Looking back, I realized that some of the most important things I carried with me from Kellum were not just the lessons I learned, but the people who believed in me, the friendships I built, and the experiences that helped shape who I would become. This year's theme, Sail into Success, reminds us that success is not simply about reaching a destination. Success is about the journey, the people who travel alongside of us, and the experiences that shape us along the way. Some of you have your future clearly mapped out. Others are still discovering your course, but both are exactly where you need to be. There will be moments when your plans change. There will be opportunities you never expected and dreams you haven't yet discovered. And one day, you'll look back and realize that some of the things you thought were endings were actually beginnings. As you set sail, stay true to your values, invest in people, and be open to wherever life may lead you. Never, ever underestimate the impact of this community or forget where your journey began. Today, you become a part of a legacy that is now 62 graduating classes strong. Remember, no matter where life takes you, one thing will always remain true. Once a night, always a night. Congratulations, class of 2026. We can't wait to see where the winds take you. The time has now come to present the class of 2026 with their diplomas. I ask those assisting with the ceremony to please take their places. As the graduates make their way to the stage, I would like to recognize our assistant principals, Ms. Amanda Malbin, Ms. Angelita Isom, Mr. Mike Bedell, Mr. Sergio Guillen. I would also like to recognize our senior class sponsors, Ms. Kashara McPherson and Ms. Alexis Tillman, for their dedication and support of the class of 2026 throughout the years. Thank you. The honor of receiving the first diplomas goes to the students with the highest grade point averages, followed by the senior class president and SCA president. We ask for your cooperation as each name is read. Polite applause is welcome, but please allow the next name to be read and heard by parents and guests in the audience.
Samantha Grace Huffman. Arden Rain Bailon Mariano. Derek Michael Stevens. Liam Hoover Schaefer. Lily Elizabeth Abercrombie. Ariana Eleanor Adams. London Nilla Adams. Kayla Lee Ashleman. Michaela Elizabeth Ahart. Emily Noel Allison. Julia Ann Allison. Caleb Michael Alsbrook. Maggie Lynn Alsbrook. Isabella Christina Aloisa. Emma June Angelis. Lillian Rose Angstadt. Amelia Faith Arbino. Kevin Ariano Escamilla. Kennedy Grace Armstrong. Jace Albert Assertion. Jaden Michael Atkinson. Jason Samay Atia. Isla Michelle Austin. Gracie Austin. Abigail Diane Baird. Kennedy Jane Ballou. Sophie Joy Barnes. Jace Preston Barrett. Rayana Michelle Barrington. Nathan Antonio Basco. Benjamin Lee Basham. Candy Baumgartner. Carson Baxter. Brooklyn Dawn Baylor. Molly Renee Bowden. Zeta Emily Beckerdite. Ethan Thomas Belch. Rowan Patricia Beliveau. Caroline Alexandra Bergren. Anessa Callie Bernard. Xander Isaac Berry. Robarts Bearson.
Ryan Joseph Bigham. Ava Jolie Benetti. Obi Denise Virginia Blanchard. Justin Michael Bloffus. Natalie Ann Blizzard. Ethan Joseph Bogdanowitz. Carly Danielle Boone. Brooke Virginia Borges. Colin Robert Bowen. Noah Timothy Boyce. Matthew Weiser Boyden. Michael Christopher Boyle. Molly Elizabeth Boyle. Liliana Kelleen Bozick. Adeline Grace Bro. Evan Thaddeus Bro. Israel Giovanni Brickhouse. Reed Allen Brindisi. Kylie Elena Broder. Abigail Jameson Brookover. Lewis Cole Brown. Brandon Paul Bruckner. Zane Tyler Bryan. Bayla Odessa Bryant. Jayla Marie Buckingham. Dominic Del Salvador Wolf Bueno. Landon Burgess. Nicholas Christopher Buss. Callie Alyssa Butters. McKenna Elise Calkins. Samantha Marie Campbell. Aaliyah Nicole Antonio Cancino. Gabriel Adam Cardona. Ethan Isaiah Carter. Mia Danielle Castanon. Dominic Lawrence Catanese.
Alicia Renee Chamberlain. Madeline Elizabeth Chapman. Adam Benjamin Shashelski. Cameron Elizabeth Silla. DeMonte Jordan Clady. Abigail Grace Clancy. Elizabeth Fiona Clark. Tanner Matthew Clark. Bryson Kiana Clausen. Imani Simeona Abad Clayton. Bronson Lee Cobb. Thomas William Coca. Connor Kane Cole. Meredith Grace Collins. Taylor Lane Collins. Ryland Cash Colston. Ella Victoria Combs. Eva Brooke Combs. William Howard Conger IV. Eve Anna Constantino. Luis Giovanni Contreras Cordova. Jack Douglas Conway. Brody Michael Cooper. Austin J. Coppage. Wyatt Orion Corson. Nasir Xavier Coulter. Mason David Kramer. Jack Calvin Cross. Luke Thomas Crowley. Robin Crum. Kai David Cuevas. Malia Annabella Paris Cummings. Hope Soleil Cushing. Vance Lee Q3L. Annabella Rose Didaria. Melissa Jo Carol Daniels. Robert Witt Daniels. Nicole Alexandria Dant. Ryan Thomas Darrow. Harmony Grace Davalier. Olivia Ann Davis. Skylar Simone Davis.
Cole Monroe Dayton. Daniel Carlos Delira. Ella Kate Dean. Addison Jade DeBolt. Spencer Thomas DeGalford. Tabitha Elaine Deich. Lily Sky Delfinato. Anthony DeMichael. Wyatt Early Dennis. Gil Cerezo de Vera III. Ronan Alexander Dice. Laurel Ashlyn Dick. Della Aisha Zhang. Addison Dizel. Pierce Elliott Dinsmore. Hunter Nicholas Dixon. Natalie Jordan Jabate. Casmer Alexander Dobraz. Eli Theodore Dokowitz. Gavin Robert Doran. Haley Jean Dorr. Josephine Marie Doucette. Matthew Robert Drew. Wells Douglas Delaney. Mackenzie Caitlin Dunn. Miguel Angel Dupre. Sophia Liberty Zekin. Sullivan Justice Zekin. Gus Edie III. Colton Brooks Edwards. Daniel Lee Elliott. Lily Jane Enlow. William Michael Ennis. Emma Grace Enos. Riley Caitlin Irwin. Dominic Michael Estes. Riley Elizabeth Etheridge. Aranda Isabel Reyes Eusebio. Breland Blair Evangelista. Ariana Shante Everett. Isabella Marie Fayback.
Zoe Giselle Fayback. Bethany Renee Fairlamb. Olivia Ann Farley. Aiden Michael Favarolo. Gavin Connor Ferguson. Robert Paul Ferris Jr. Layla Firkins. Dawson Curtis Fisher. Madeline Grace Fisher. Chloe Fitzpatrick. Avonlea Lucille Flanagan. Easton Hamelford. Elena Bliss Fortuna. Luke Keller Frame. Ashton Alexander Frank. Lily Monroe Franklin. Janina Blake Frederick. Jacob Andrew Gaines. Grayson Matthew Gallego. Caitlin Siobhan Gardner. Cameron Nicole Garofalo. Miriam Martine Marilor Gehutet. Noah Gerard Jean-Michel Gehutet. Elijah Joseph Gates. Arden Corinne Godet. Isabel Sharon Geisler. Isaac Richard Jakoski. Aaliyah Josephine German. Catherine Giannini. Vincent Michael Giannoni. Owen Edward Ginn. Hayden James Glover. Caitlin Danielle Goodman. Coulter Gordon Goodwin. Ethan Scott Goslin. Miles Harrison Griffin. Sebastian Aiden Griffin. Caden Michael Griffith. Samuel Vincent Grosh. Andrew Ethan Hadzima. Taylor Mark Hare. Cole Michael Hamilton.
Christian Ian Hamilton. Lennox Pilar Hamilton. Micah Keith Harlacker. Shaylee Misha Harlacker. Gavin Lee Harris. Hayden Zachary Hartman. M. Hartman. Roman Jeremiah Hawks. Kylie Jamison Hayden. Troy Evan Hayes. RJ Heath. Drew Francis Helmer. Caroline Grace Hensler. Dawson Blaze Huneman. Taylor Lynn Hodges. Logan Jacob Patrick Hoffman. Addison Paige Hook. Alan Cash Hornbeak. Danica Faith Horst. Audrey Mae Jackson. Syed Jaffrey. Vanessa Jarvis. Kaya Marie Jensen. Ben Rock Johnson. Jashawn Ijavon Mario Johnson. Gracie Emma Jones. Brooklyn Star Junker. Kennedy Ann Kuiper. Chloe Ray Keogh. Micah Urban Kersey. Sydney Eva Kafori. Landon Alexander Kinzel. Caleb Joseph Kinsey. Faith Michelle Kipp. Thomas Scott Klosterman. Benjamin William Krug. Lily Ann Grace Labbit. Kian James Laffey. Devin James Lamar. Elijah Gregory Lamb.
Julian Douglas Lane. Leah Veronica Lobsher. Gavin Lane Lavely. Corbin Spencer Lawrence. Benjamin Lane. Joshua Benjamin Lehman. Mackenzie Colette Lim. Mickle Hornesby Letholm. Callie Marie Littrell. Carmen Alyssa Lopez. Thomas Franklin Love. Lucas Daniel Machado. Cameron Ann McLaughlin. John Michael Maggio. Jackson Elliott Mayer. Sahabia Mansour. Matthew Wilson Marcel. Matthew Anthony Marinello. Zoe Leanne Marker. Aubrielle Corinne Marshall. Autumn Lorinda Martin. Ella Grace Matney. Madison Lee Mackley. Carter Douglas McCaskill. Miley Suzanne McCoy. Ethan John McHugh. Cassidy Peyton McGuckin. Riley Patrick McGuckin. Reagan Kylie McMillan. Callie K. McNabb. Finn Thomas McWilliams. Callie Ann Malati. Grace Evelyn Mellon. Cannon Brock Melton. Jenna Marie Mercado. Cameron Lee Midkiff. Chase Kalani Miller. Sophia Marie Mitchell. Gabriel Wayne Morgan. Brady Scott Morrill. Savannah Nicole Morris.
Jack Michael Morton. Cadence Kylie Moss. Colin Andrew Murphy. Lucas Murphy. Olivia Reese Nagel. Madison Ann Nadahorsky. Trevor Michael Novinsky. Zoe Renee Negrone. Grayson Van Netter. Arrow Kane Newsom. Audrey Catherine Neiman. Isabella Marie Norell. Sophia Ann Nota Francesco. Kara Melissa O'Connor. Connor James O'Day. Leland John Olive. Thomas James Paddock. Houston Charles Allen Painter. Stephen Lucas Painter. Gavin Asher Paredes. Samantha Elizabeth Parisi. Megan Maria Pavo. Isabel Alessandra Pepin. Beckett Stanford Peppenhorst. Nathaniel Cooper Perkins. Caleb Perry. Ethan Reed Perry. Anne Marie Passout. Summer Justine Petty. Madison Leanne Ferris. Zion Jacob Phillips. Caroline Amelia Pinardi. Gavin Young Piper. Mail Lino Maxime Poitresson. Joshua Lee Pope. Carly Ann Porter. Brandon Andrew Prater. Jackson Henry Pruitt. Ethan Murphy Simmis. Bennett Edward Pica.
Nathan Edward Pica. Braden Gordon Quarters. Joseph Jackson Quartarero. Seamus Antonio Quigley. Philip Wong Quaizan. Jackson Benjamin Radford. Elena Ann Ramirez. Genexus Ramos. Gavin John Randolph. Harold Navalta Raqueño. Mattia Thomas Redman. Landon Drew Reich. Enzo Vargas Reynolds. Athena Ellen Richardson. Gavin Spencer Richardson. Noah Reuben Richardson. Jacob Mark Rincavage. Quinn Rain Rivera. Mason Alexander Roach. Catherine Madison Roberts. Lily Beth Roberts. And Juan Amir Purnell Robinson, Jr. Kaiser Allen Robinson. Piper Ann Rogers. Ryan Rebecca Rowland. Peyton Lily Romero. Trinity Rosa Lynn Roper. Alexa Natalia Roque. Aiden Slade Rose. Colin James Rose. Isabella Rosenberg. Malia Louise Rosetta. Jack Owen Rush. Jackson Crystal Rush. Joshua Jean Rush. Hannah Calliope Sakis. Janice Angelique Salas. Giancarlo Francis Salina. Mari Joanna Saley. James Howard Salmons. Alfonso Sanchez Cordova. Michael Anthony Sorelli.
Wilson Benjamin Sawyer III. Gray Carvel Sliker. Liam Drake Shuffle. Chloe Pearl Schreibus. Matthew Garrett Schulz. Gregory Holt Schwartz Jr. Hayden Faith Scott. Kenley Hope Scott. Zoe Madeline Scott. Alexander Ryan Seifert. Easton Kakoa Said. Sophia Michelle Serrano. Elijah Kenneth Setnar. Eliana Marie Seymour. Grace Madeline Shively. Derek Thomas Schultz. Benjamin Daniel Semenik. Bella Catherine Signorello. Sean Reagan Simmons. Garrett James Simon. Isabella Lauren Sims. Jacob Albert Sinram. Dylan Luke Sissamouth. Logan Brennan Sledge. Carity Ashton Sliver. Avery Christine Smead. Hattie Catherine Smith. Caitlin Diana Smith. Kylie Faye Hollander Smith. Kylie Taylor Smith. Liam Gregory Smith. Nora Jane Smith. William Henry Rogers Smith. Ella Marie Snyder. Hayden Parker Solis. Aiden Lee Sori. Ava Grace Spencer. Jacob Wyatt Spencer. Timothy Cole Sprinkle. Bailey K. Randolph Steele.
Gabriella Talia Stewart. Riley Marie Stakunas. Jonas Studstill. Peyton Riley Sutton. Jameson Trey Swisher. Jewel Nevea Swisher. Cameron James Talbert. Delaney Lynn Tashin. Annabelle Marie Telford. Reed Price Thane. Tanner Lake Thane. Sarah Renee Terrio. Braden Joseph Thomas. Brock Albert Thompson. Reagan Elizabeth Thompson. Olivia Grace Thornsley. Rose K. Tishner. Ella Kate Tobin. Jake Anthony Tomick. Ava Rose Townsend. Cooper Burke Townsend. Alyssa Lynn Twining. Margaret Catherine Tyree Herman. Cole M. Uncaffer. Gavin Alexander Vernon. Mason Robert Visconti. Alana Jean Voses. Aaron Thomas Volsky Jr. Charlie Aiden Waite. Adam Kale Walbeck. Emma Kate Walburn. Jesse Walker. Benjamin Chase Warden. Lucas Alexander Warner. Tanner Quinn Warner. Alyssa Casey Warren. McKenna Renee Webster. Claire Reagan Welch. Nicholas Lee Wells. Tanner Charles Wheatley. Sarah Grace Whitesell.
Logan J. Witt. Evan Ray Williams. Ira McCoy Williams III. Peyton Taylor Willis. Sean Tyler Wynefsky. Ethan Michael Wineset. Emma Lee Withers. Maya Ragusa Witkowski. Tavern Charles Santos Wood. Carly Ryan Wiles. Jackson Thomas Wysong. Christian Lewis Young. Ash Circle.
Graduates, will you please stand? As principal of Kellam High School, I certify that you have met all graduation requirements as established by the Commonwealth of Virginia and Virginia Beach City Public Schools. It is a distinct honor and privilege to conduct the switching of the tassels, signifying your completion of graduation exercises. Knights of Floyd E. Kellam High School's class of 2026, you may now turn your tassels. Woo. By the authority vested in me, I proudly declare you graduates of Floyd E. Kellum High School. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you the 62nd graduating class of Floyd E. Kellum High School, the class of 2026. Faculty, at this time, please recess to the exhibition hall. Parents, family, and guests, please stand as you're able to honor the graduates as they recess. Congratulations to the class of 2026.
First time through. Good job. No, it was good.
All right, everybody, listen closely, please. At this time, if you want to let any rides know that we will be back at school at approximately 3:30 by the time we load everything up. Percussion, start tearing down, please. Make sure when we load the trailer, it's bases first.